After the events of the Predators movie, I saved almost all the captives except 2 I saved: Royce, Isabella, Stans, Mombasa, Kuchulu. Nikolai the First saved all the important characters in the Predators movie, including the original jungle predator from the first Predator movie, but I had to kill Edwin and Nolan because they were both completely insane and pure evil, and I took all of the Predators' captives back to their Earth because we don't live on the same planet Earth at all, and I even gave Stans a cloned version of my magical female clone to help him out because he's a wanted criminal that needs an escape plan, and my clone can help him do anything and love him even if he's a violent criminal. He can't hurt her anyway, she's invincible, not to mention she has the ability to transfer all her knowledge to him and everything else. She has Grand Zeno's powers and his powers are infinite. After everything, I managed to get back to my home safely in my new Yautja spaceship that I made more than a few upgrades to after I landed on Earth in a nearby forest in my hometown, and right now I knew that I had to protect Lana from all the meteor freaks, so I finally decided to do something about all that, and I had to finish exploring the Kawache caves and everything, and that's when I decided to pay a visit to my old Kryptonian spacepod that my father Jor-El gave me, and I also decided that soon I'm going to get a job from Lex Luthor whenever I can, and I am also going to find a way to legally become an adult really fast. Right now I just needed to get all the necessary legal documents, and I knew just how to do that and where to go get help for resources like that. I will go to Lex Luthor or maybe even Bruce Wayne, and that will also be very soon. Meanwhile, back on the AVP Earth, Stans and my clone was talking. My clone Delphine point of view. I said to Stans that we will need new identifications or driver's license and passports to get out of this country, and then I created everything we will need with my powers, and Stans decided to live in Hawaii for a while, so I took him to another country and he now has a new identity and everything, and I decided to name him Walton Goggins, which ironically is his real name as an actor in my previous life, and I knew there wasn't a Walton Goggins in the Alien vs Predator world, so I decided to help him out and be with him as his wife, and after a while he began to love me like a good husband should, and we even have a nice house and everything, mostly because of me, and I kept Stans out of trouble, and I said, "You're not going back to prison, you're staying with me," and he said, "How did I get so lucky?" and I said, "Well, everyone gets lucky at some point, I guess," and then he kissed me and we made love many times, and it took him a while, but he started becoming a lot better at having sex with a beautiful woman, and I'm very persistent during sex, so I often made sure he could satisfy me, and he would often say, "Damn woman, you're going to fucking kill me or cause me to have early heart attack," and I said, "Isn't a good thing though I'm having sex with you that much," and I said, "My race doesn't get tired at all, I'm not a human," and then he asked me and said, "I've been meaning to ask you about that, I know you're not human, so what the fuck are you?" and I explained to him that I'm a Kryptonian black Yautja hybrid, and I am also a shapeshifter and I can take any form I wish, and he said, "Really, you can transform into any person you want to just by looking at them?" and I said, "Yes, I can also do it by touching a person," and then I transformed into Stans, and he said, "What the fuck?" and nearly fell down, and I continued using my female voice, and I said, "It's okay, my love," and he said, "That's fucking freaky, please change back please ma'am," and he said, "It's true, you really are a beautiful fucking alien," and he said, "That also arouses me a lot," and I said, "Humans are strange but interesting." Back to Clark Kent's point of view. I am getting ready to end Season 1 and Season 2 in Smallville.